Hey Joe, it's Folks here. In today's video, I want to show you a store that seems to have switched from Etsy to Shopify. Here it is right here. Apparently they have about 50,000 sales. They are running ads on Instagram and on Facebook. In the video today, we're going to do a full breakdown on this store. I'll be talking through the different niches that they have on here. I'll tell you a supplier you could use to actually sell this product. I'll even go through how to create designs and how to create mock-ups like what they have on here. And we'll also spend some time reviewing some of their social media marketing. The store, like I said, is likely built on Shopify. I have no way to sort of verify that, but it does look like a Shopify store. It is called toefishart.com, and they are selling wall art. And like I said, they have lots of different niches on here. Their store is really quite simple, if I'm being honest. I actually spent a little bit of time prior to the video just sort of like mocking up a very similar layout inside of Shopify. Here you can see that I've got some different image with text sections. I have a list of collections. I have some products. I have a text section here. I also have a banner section. I've changed some of the colors as well to sort of match. Obviously, I just kind of did that very quickly, but I'm just trying to show that building something like this is actually quite simple. Obviously, they've used all of their images for the collections. Everything that I have on this store here is just sort of placeholder. I just wanted to show how you could easily make something like this. If you need help building your own store on Shopify and doing social media marketing, I do have a free course. It's called POD for Dummies. There is a link down in the description. What I want to do is spend a little time reviewing the store, talking about some of the different things that they have on here, and then we'll jump into, like I said, an overview of what they're doing for marketing, as well as a design tutorial. I'll show you a supplier you can use to sell these, and we'll take a look at how to create mock-ups like what they have. They're basically doing wall art. You can see some seasonal designs here. They also have some others for some different niches, like the pool and patio, or lake house signs, or even someone that's really interested in drinking in like a home bar or something like that. If we go up to their menu here, you can see that they link out to a bunch of these different types of niches. On the store, they've created simple sections like this showing one of their mock-ups, as well as a little bit of a description on how someone can actually order the product. This here is a very simple piece of content to sort of just fill some space on the homepage. As we continue to scroll, there is a little bio here. I'm not sure if this is like the actual owner or anything like that. I would assume it is. Not saying you have to do this if you do start a Shopify store, but it does make the store feel a little bit more legitimate. On their About page, they talk a little bit more about the store. They're also featured in some of these different magazines here. I'm not quite sure how they actually did this. I did find this article here on the internet where it talks about how you could actually submit things to get featured in Better Homes and Gardens. I'm sure there's probably similar things for some of these other magazines as well. I'm not saying you have to do this, but this is definitely cool to have on a store. And right here at the bottom of their homepage, they also mention that they've been featured in those places as well. On their homepage, they do have some sort of an app that is bringing over their social media posts. If you hover over these on their store, you can see how many likes and comments each post actually got. There are lots of different apps that would allow you to do that. Something like this here does have a free plan available. I also found this design here. Obviously, it's a little bit of a play on drinking at home, but also golf. You can see that it says 19th hole bar and lounge. The product is personalized. You can see at the top it does have a place for someone to put their last name. If we continue to scroll down on their product page, you can see some different size options as well as different options for the frame. When it comes to personalization, you can choose personalized or non-personalized. If you do choose personalized, there is a spot for you to actually type your name in. On the product page as well, they have some different collapsible sections here with some more information about the product, and they're also displaying some reviews from previous customers when they have ordered it. In terms of personalization and how to actually make that work, I do have some other videos on my channel where I've been showing some things from my own store and which apps I use to set that up, so definitely make sure to check those out if you wanted to sell personalized print-on-demand products. One thing though that I think this store is doing a fantastic job at is their actual mock-ups. Banners like this here, product images like these right here, and even collection images here are showcasing the products very well. After we review some of their marketing, I'll show you how you can use your supplier mockups to actually create custom mockups like those. The store is running a couple of social media pages. They do have a Facebook page here with over 11,000 followers. They're also on Instagram and they have about the same amount. In terms of the content that they're posting, this is a product-focused store that sells to many different niches, so they're primarily just focusing on promoting their products. They have a pretty healthy mix here of what look like mock-ups as well as what seems to be some customer customer submitted photos. You can see here on their Facebook page, they have posted this here. It's clearly a real photo. If we continue to scroll, we see some more as well. Basically, as they are making sales, their customers are tagging them or submitting these photos to them in some way. This is something I do a lot on my own store. Obviously, featuring photos from customers could be a great way to build trust and even make more sales. One thing that I do is I use an app called Judge Me on my store. Judge Me does have a free plan, and it allows you to automatically get these emails to customers to get reviews from them. Obviously, if you wanted to, at the beginning, you could just send a personal email every single time you make a sale. It sounds like a lot of work, but it could really pay off if you start to receive a lot of photos from customers. When you receive customer photos, you could use those on your store or even in your marketing like this store is doing. The store is also running a lot of ads on Facebook and on Instagram. If we click the About tab on their page here and we click on Page Transparency, we can see that the page is currently running ads. To view the ads, all we need to do is click on See All here and then click Go to Ads Library. The Ads Library is a place where you can see all of the ads that a page on Facebook or on Instagram is running, and you can see that they have a whole bunch in here. Some of them are relatively new. If we continue to scroll down, we can see some down here that are active that did start running in June. As I'm making this video, we are at the end of August, so obviously they're likely making some sales if these ads are still on. They even have these ones here which launched in August of 2023. In terms of what they're actually doing for the ad, you can see it is actually quite simple. They have a really sharp mock-up. They have a couple of bullets just sort of describing the product. They have a button right here that says Shop Now, and if someone clicks that, it will take them to the page to buy that product. Recently on my channel, I made this video here showing how you can get started with social media marketing with just a $100 budget. In terms of a supplier for this item, T-Launch does have two panoramic canvas options. Obviously, lots of different companies offer posters and canvases, but this is the only one that I have seen that offers this rectangle canvas in like a panoramic shape. They do have two different options. They have a panoramic canvas that doesn't seem to be framed, and then they also offer a framed version. Inside of T-Launch, you can see some details about actually creating your design. They also have a design template, which I have downloaded and I will show you how to use in a moment. In terms of pricing for this item, it comes in 3 different sizes. I think the 2 smaller sizes right here are likely going to be a little bit easier to sell because they're not super expensive. You can see that the smaller one comes in at $21, the next size up costs $39, and then the very large 20 by 60 comes in at $170. This store that we're looking at sells a canvas of about that size for $369.82. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to want to start your store and go all in on selling over $300 wall art, but what I am saying is if you focus on maybe some of the smaller sizes first, you can see here this 24 by 12 option is just $124. There is definitely some healthy profit to be made. Even if you priced it at a little bit of a lower price than that, again, there is still some good profit based on the prices within T-Launch. The design template for this product is actually just a 3000 by 9000 rectangle. I am making a design here inside of Photoshop. Technically, you could make it in any graphic design software that you wanted to, as long as it could handle an image of that size. And to demonstrate this, I've basically just pasted in a couple of different things here to create a little bit of a demo. Basically, anything you put inside of this rectangle will become your canvas. Once you upload the design into T-Launch, you're going to get this mock-up here. They also have this one as well. This mock-up is also an option. This one here showing a close-up of the frames is also given to you. And then they have this here showing what the back of the product looks like. Obviously, if we're trying to create a store that looks as good as the one we're looking at today, we might want to get some better mock-ups. To do that, this mock-up here is what we are going to use. You're going to want to download this and remove the white background from around the framed canvas. I have done that here inside of Photoshop. You can see I now have just the canvas there. What I've also now done is brought in a background picture like this here. Personally, I'm using AI to make things like this. I do have some other videos on my channel where I show how I am actually doing that. And then we're going to add a very simple shadow around the actual canvas. And we now have a mock-up that looks quite nice. If we're looking at some of the ones here on the actual website, you can see that they have really great backgrounds behind the actual product. A couple of them, they've kind of like curved the canvas to fit the wall. Depending on your graphic design software, that would be done in a little bit of a different way. Here inside of Photoshop, I can kind of click and drag on this to change the orientation of it. Obviously, you'd want to play with it a little bit if you weren't putting it on a straight wall. And they've basically created very good images. You can see this canvas here. It does have that shadow around it. This is not a real photo of the product. This is just some sort of a digital mock-up that they are creating. The same thing is true for a lot of these images here on the store, and ultimately it's likely helping them to really present the product well. As I mentioned before, if we take a look at some of their ads, they are basically doing this over and over again. They do have a few like these here, which are videos. This is likely a video that they got through a influencer partnership or something like that. They likely sent a sample of this product to them. It could also be a customer as well, but it's likely some sort of a partnership that they set up, and basically it's a very great video to showcase the product. And ultimately, like I said, this store is doing a fantastic job. If you're currently selling on Etsy and you have a great concept for a store, whether you have sales or not, I would definitely suggest pursuing something like this. I personally have been selling on Shopify since 2016. I've worked with a lot of people as well that have come from Etsy, and ultimately this will allow you to build your own brand and ultimately scale the store on social media. As I mentioned at the beginning, if you need help doing that, I do have a free course. It's called POD for Dummies. Inside are over 30 videos showing you how to build your store and get started selling products on social media. There's a link down in the description, and like I said, it is completely free. Hopefully this was a cool video. Basically what I am just trying to do is show you really cool stores that I come across in my research. This is one that I actually just saw an ad for, and when I went to the store, I was blown away by what they had. If you have any questions at all about what I've talked about today, please leave those in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.